Alright, so what's up, y'all? Again, it's the real DJ Red with 2Ds. First, I want to thank everyone that wished me my birthday wishes and stuff on social media. Um, those of you that hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, um, and whatnot. Phone calls, text messages, and what have you. My birthday was last week, Thursday, again. Blessed to see another year. Um, Prime reason for this video is to talk about contracts, but let me get some other stuff out the way real quick. The last 2 weekends, I wasn't able to do any uh, gig logs as far as any events or anything because of mainly the weather. The weather has been really, really bad the last couple of weekends. Labor Day weekend, I did do a little bit of video on that one. I did go live on Thursday night at one of my events leading up into the weekend. Everything was fine until Sunday, Monday. Everything was just a washout. We had a tropical storm passing through, so that event was a no-go. We were supposed to do a event on that Labor Day Monday. They postponed it until the Sunday, and Sunday come around, it rained all day. There was two events that I was doing that day. One was the Avant, the R&B singer Avant. We were doing sound and lighting for him, and that event, it rained most of the day. A lot of people didn't show up. Maybe about 100 people or so. They were expecting more. I wasn't able to get video from that. As well as there was another event that I was doing. Again, a lot of people didn't show because it rained a lot out there. Both of these were outdoor events. One was at a park, one was at a mansion in the backyard and stuff like that. It wasn't worth doing a video for. This weekend, my birthday weekend, I didn't do any events at all. I did do my radio show on Thursday. But other than that, just hung out with family and, went from there, had drinks and ate and stuff like that. Excuse me. So, leading up to now. So last week, we had one of our regular clients reached out to us. Been doing business with them with one of the guys out of the group since about 1993, and we've been doing bigger events for them ever since 2013. This event could range anywhere from 2,000 people to 3,000 people, and you're talking about live band, lighting, backline. For those of you that know about backline or don't know about backline, backline is where we set up the drums, guitar amplifier, bass amplifier, keyboard stands. They might ask for a particular keyboard. We set all of that stuff up. However, last year the event didn't go as planned. Something happened where they had to cancel it, and they ended up canceling it the night before. Got a group text with me and other vendors that were in there saying that they're going to have to cancel because of blah, 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 whatever. I dropped the ball on that one because I did not get a deposit nor a signed contract. This is why I'm so strict on doing that. I figure, everything was cool or whatever, and no, we couldn't do that again. So they reached out to us again, and they said that they were all set for this year. They got the location, they changed the venue, everything should be good. Not a problem. However, this year I am booked. I had already had it in my mind that I wasn't going to do their event this year, so I booked everything that came to me that weekend. Now I'm booked up from that Thursday all the way up until that Monday. Being that that Monday is what, Christopher Columbus Day. So no school, no work on that Monday. A lot of events going on down here that weekend. A lot of events going on throughout the state of Florida. You have Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman University. That's their homecoming weekend. I'm doing something at Bethune that weekend up in Daytona, and then coming right back down here and do other events down here. We can still do their event, but now here's the deal, and I explained that to them, and what I told them was, well, we're going to need a deposit, and we're going to have to do a contract due to what have happened last year. We can still do your event, but as of right now, I'm not even going to put it on my calendar until I get signed contract, paid deposit. I've sent out the signed contract, paid deposit, itemized invoice with everything what we're offering on there, or everything that they normally would get, and gave them the total on it. And before I sent it out to him, he said, all right, yeah, we can get you the deposit. We'll give you a $500, $800 deposit before you go to Daytona. That's good, but it's not good enough. My contract is going to require, excuse me, at least a $1,000 deposit on there. And here's the thing: since I sent that contract, I haven't heard back from them. Now, did I scare them off? I probably did. They might pay the deposit and pay it late. And can we still do the event? Yes. But as of right now, I'm not even putting it on my calendar until I get a paid deposit and a signed contract. These are the reasons why I say to do that, because usually if a person cannot pay your deposit, then they can't pay your balance. If you get a signed contract and a paid deposit, and people do that without a problem, those are the people that you will most likely not have an issue with. Not saying that you always will, but more than likely you will not have an issue with. If they can't pay the deposit and they don't want to sign a contract, that's usually a red flag that that's someone that you don't want to do business with. And you can take it for what it is and just move on from there. You don't want to get tied up into someone that don't want to pay a deposit and a signed contract. Again, since I've emailed them the contract, invoice, and request for payment from there, haven't heard anything from them. I got a feeling that they might come in and do it late. If they choose to do business with somebody else, that's fine and dandy. I'm not hurting for it, because again, I have more than enough events going on that entire weekend. So again, when you book events, make sure you get a deposit, signed contract. And if they get scared as to, well, why I gotta pay a deposit, why I gotta do a contract, you can just simply explain to them the contract is not only to protect you, excuse me, the one that's providing the service, but it's also to protect your client. And if they got reasons or want to know how is that protecting them or whatever, well, one, you do the contract with me and a paid deposit, that's going to guarantee that I'm going to show up and I'm going to do the work that I am scheduled to do, and two, that you're going to pay me in the time that it's supposed to be getting paid. One of the other things that I do have in my contract, once the deposit is paid and there's a signed contract, then we'll go forward and put it on the calendar. Once we get there, we get set up, we do sound check. We're going to require the rest of the money then, before the show even starts or before the event starts. This is to eliminate, let's say you're doing a big party, then there's drinking there. The person might be drinking and incoherent, and you might have a hard time getting your money then. So it's best to get it once you get set up. Especially with weddings and stuff like that. Most of the time, most of my clients usually pay everything in usually the week of. I might get my balance the week of. For example, I got a party coming up this week, a big party coming up this week, Saturday. When I went to do the contract with him, I'm just going to go ahead and pay the whole thing, get it out the way. Those are the clients that you want. You never have to worry about your money. Those are the ones that are about their business, and you never have to have that hassle or whatever. So again, when you book these events, make sure you do a deposit, signed contract. Also, you might want to do, as far as multiple ways of getting payments. Now, I'm going to give you another scenario. I had another client that this went on for months, going back to, let's say, May. We're in September right now. They just paid their deposit last month. Going back and forth on the contract, I give them the option to do PayPal, debit card, credit card, Cash App, excuse me, as well as a bank transfer. Forgive me because I'm still getting over this cold here. And they gave all type of excuses saying that the PayPal account was hacked. Okay, that was one. Okay, what about Cash App? Well, my bank won't allow me to do Cash App because there was fraud on my account. Okay. You can do credit card, debit card. It didn't do that. You can do bank transfer. They didn't do that either. For the whole time that this had went on, they could have mailed out the check to the address on my contract. I would have got it at my office. It wouldn't have been no problem. They could have mailed a money order. A couple of times I've seen them at other events. And they say, oh, I'm gonna get the deposit to you. I'm gonna get the deposit to you. I just stopped asking about it. I sent out the contract, and after I sent out the contract, it's up to them. Again, first paragraph, it says on there, no event is booked unless there's a signed contract and paid deposit. I've had people that come back to me, oh, well, we spoke to you a couple of weeks ago. No, you spoke to me a couple of months ago. And on there, again, it says, no event is booked unless there's a paid deposit and a signed contract. Especially after that event from last year, I lost out a lot on that one. Words mean nothing. You have to put it down on paper, and you have to get that deposit. There's no other way around it. If you choose to do it that way, you're taking a big risk you're taking a big risk at possibly not getting paid for your event, or you might go through other hassles with it that you might get paid, but it might take you forever to get paid because of the you didn't have a contract with them. Even when I do stuff with the school board, other corporate businesses, I make sure that I get the contract out to them, get the invoice out to them. Who do I need to get it to so I can get paid in a reasonable time? Go from there. If there's no signed contract, no paid deposit, there's no guarantee that I'm going to show up. That's the bottom line of it. So again, I leave that with you guys there. Thank you all again for subscribing, sharing. I know I'm getting a lot of subscribers right now. I can't call everyone out by name right now because I don't even have the list in front of me. But thanks to everyone that with the birthday wishes and stuff like that there. Thanks to all the new subscribers as well. Please make sure you leave comments down below if you want me to do any videos, or you got any questions or comments or whatever. Leave them down below. I answer every one of them as soon as I get a chance. Most of them within the first couple of minutes. But I do respond to everyone's messages. If you got any requests for any videos as far as any equipment or stuff like that, long as I know the answers for it, I can do it. I can respond back to you. If I don't, I'll look it up, and if I can't find the answer for it, I'll let you know, hey, listen, I checked XYZ or whatever, couldn't find the answer for that, so we can go from there. Again, peace. Make sure you be a blessing to another one.